Hello, hi, folks. Um, Happy Tuesday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. If you're joining me live, let me know you are here. If you catch the replay, would love to get your feedback. You know that. But today, I want to talk about something special. I had a conversation with somebody today, and I've been talking to this guy for about on and off for about a year, but I've got to know him a lot more in the past, let's say 2 months. This is for my day job. So we're talking, right? And I think I know every time I talk to this guy, there's something new that I learn about him, right? And he's going through some stuff, but this guy's attitude is just unbelievable, right? So why is it that some of us, most of us, love to decorate our shortcomings, and some of us hide them? So what does that mean, right? What does that have anything to do with what I shared? Well, I don't know about you, but I used to, and I say used to because I don't like to do that anymore. I used to, when something would go wrong or something wouldn't happen, and I would be disappointed and I would be sad and mad and all this stuff, I would pick up the phone, or I'd go see my best friends, two of my best friends, and I would just kind of just vomit all over them with complaining and blaming, and then anybody also I would see that would ask me, hey, how you doing? I'd be like, oh man, what a crappy day, you have no idea what happened. And I would be just waiting for somebody to ask me, how was your day, or what's going on in your life, or what's new, or what's happening. And I would just unload, because I would just I just wanted to, I don't know if I wanted people to feel sorry for me, or I was craving love and care in a way. But I definitely was craving something, right? Maybe the time that they give me to just to hear me out. Maybe it was that. But whatever it was, I couldn't wait to tell people about the crappy day I've had. Does that make sense? I don't know if you've ever had that. Like, I've had a crappy day, and just I love to share it with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, so many of us are so good at sharing our crappy days with everyone. Oh, this happened. And we post nowadays, oh, this crappy, oh, this breakup, this, my job, my this, my that. And we voice it, we actually put it out in the universe at the same time, and we decorate our shortcomings, we decorate our hardships, we decorate our excuses, we decorate them, we glorify them. Like, we are proud of our excuses, and we're proud of our crappy days, and we're like just wanting to tell everybody about our excuses. Oh, I can't do this because I work. And you want somebody to say what now? You know what I mean? We decorate our excuses, we decorate our crappy days, we decorate our shortcomings, we decorate our complainings, we decorate our blames. But when it comes to being like humble in glory and in not so much glory, we don't really do that, huh? We don't. So why is it that some of us love to just can't wait to just pick up the phone and tell somebody, what a crappy day you've had. Or what kind of excuses you're going to pull out of your hat for not doing something, for not changing your life, or for not making things happen. And then we have this guy. This guy that I've been talking to for about a year, like I said, on and off, but got to know him really in the past couple months, and every time I talk to this guy, there's something new about him, right? As you're joining me live, I'd love to know who's here, who's not here. I see the eyeballs go up and down. I just don't know who's here, who's not here. And if you just joined me live, I would highly recommend you catch the beginning of this live, because it is impactful. I promise you that. So, like like I said, and then we have this guy that is. So I find out today, and we're just talking, right? And we're just talking, and he's smiling and laughing, like always. And he was telling me that his wife got COVID. And, he's just going through so much stuff, and his wife got COVID. And, I said, man, I'm putting you on my prayers, and I'm praying for you and your wife. And gosh, I'm so sorry, man. Every time I call, there, it seems like you're going through something. And then he turns around and he says, well, I'm actually dealing with some back pain myself, and I'm actually gonna go to the doctors right after this call, right? And hold on one sec. Yeah, he says, I'm actually have some back pain, and I'm gonna go to the doctors after this. And I'm like, what's going on with the back pain? He goes, well, 40 years ago. Now, remember, this guy is in his probably early 70s, late 60s. He says, 40 years ago, I was an electrician. I was up on a 30-foot ladder, and I got electrocuted. 7,500 volts went through my body. I got electrocuted, fell off the ladder, 30 foot high, fell off, didn't break a thing. However, my left arm was completely burnt, had to get amputated. My left quad, that big chunk on the front, got burnt, and they had to take that out so you can see it and see flesh underneath. 40 years ago. And he says, I was left-handed. And he smiles and he's laughing, right? And I said, so you can walk and you can, and he goes, yeah, I play golf. I go jogging. I'm thinking to myself, how many of us would use that for an excuse for 40 years of your life and say, you know what, 40 years ago, I got burnt, and I can't golf, man. I can't run. I can't have a life. I want you to really think about this point. This is heavy. This is gonna hit you hard. I want you to really think. How many of you would use that as an excuse for 40 years for not doing anything and blaming it on your disability, or blaming it on your circumstances, or blaming on your situations, or your You feel me? How many of us have done that? And is it not time to stop? Seriously, stop. This is not a good time to continue with this. This man for 40 years could use this as an excuse and be sitting at his disability check, right? But you know what? You know what he told me? Even though he was in and out of hospital and recovery was just unbelievable for him, even though he was in and out of hospital for the first 9 months, 4.5 months, 4 months he actually stayed in, 3 months he actually stayed in the hospital. After that, for another 6 months, he was in and out of hospital, right? Even though that was happening, 4 months after this insane accident, he's back to work with a smile at the same job. This time, they give him a desk job because, well, he can't do what he did. One arm, most of the leg gone, and the guy's back to work in 4 months. And never used any of that as an excuse not to do anything with his life, not to go golfing, not to go running, not to go work. He could have sat on his butt all these years and collect disability check and say, you know, well, I'm going to be on welfare and disability and food stamps. And no, instead he made something out of it. Got a house, he's got 401k, he's got reserves, he's got excellent credit, great relationship with his wife and daughter. Never used any of that as an excuse. Never told me in a year that, oh yeah, by the way, this is my happening, so you should feel sorry for me and do me more of a favor, right? No. But how many of us would actually do that? How many of us would take that opportunity and run with it and just decorate our excuses? Think about it. Really think about it, right? How many of us would do that? It's simple, right? It's easy to use. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, man, I don't have a left arm. Man, I got electrocuted. My chunk of my thigh is gone. And yeah, I'm just going to sit here and then feel sorry for the rest of my life. And just anybody who says, why haven't you done anything with your life? I'm just going to turn around and say, well, 40 years ago, I got electrocuted. Think about it. Oh my goodness, think about that. If anybody asks me, well, why haven't you done anything with your life? Oh, well, 40 years ago, I got electrocuted. And I decided, well, that's what I'm going to use for an excuse for the rest of my life. And I've been sitting on my butt and collecting disability. Is that a good story? Or 40 years ago, I got electrocuted. My left arm got amputated. A big chunk of my thigh is gone. But you know what? I said, the heck with that. I went back to work 4 months after, while I was going through insane recovery. Put my daughter through school. Paid off my house. Paid off my debt. Put my money aside. Come on. Come on. There are people out there that have it, I don't want to say worse, because I don't know what that means, but they have it in not so good ways, and they still make it happen. Now, is it worse? Is it better? Is it, I don't know. You know, if you're going to make an excuse, you're going to find that as an excuse too. You're going to say, well, you know what? He still had a right arm. Listen, if you want to find an excuse, you're going to find it, right? And if you're going to find a reason, you're going to find that too. So just kind of be conscious of that. Look back and see, well, what have I used all these years for an excuse? and I've decorated my excuses. I've taken my excuses, right? And I've decorated it. What does that mean? I've told everybody about my excuses. Oh, by the way, look, I have an excuse. I work, I got kids. No disrespect about that stuff. This is just fact of life. Oh, you know what? My sink came undone. I don't have a car. My cell phone is this. Listen, I don't know much people. I have only 200 friends, and my family hates me. I don't know, right? What excuses have you decorated in your life? Pay real good attention to that. What excuses have you decorated in your life? And is it time for you to get rid of the decoration and the excuses at the same time? I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. We are about to do some really big things. Buckle up, put your seatbelts on. You could be in the audience or you could be in the field playing with me. Either way, it's the game goes on, right? So I would love for you to be brave enough to share what excuses have you decorated for you in your life. Drop them in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. Anybody who, all you guys that watch live, replays, send me chats, texts, and surprise the heck out of me out of the blue and say, oh, by the way, I really like that live. I'm like, wow, you were watching? So come on. I appreciate all that. Sometimes I hit you guys hard. I appreciate you coming back and giving me good feedback. But yeah, I want to know what excuses you've been decorating for yourself. Drop them in the comments below. Let the feed grow. If you feel like you got love, inspiration, value, you want somebody else to get those, share it, tag a couple people to this, share it on your wall. Do what you got to do. Spread the love, And if you share, you show that you care. Until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.